good.
All right, here's Charlie with Rock Unite. We're proud to be here on the tour bus, P.O.D. My man here, Wolf. How's it going, dude?
Great, man. It's great.
Cool.
Happy
So,
to be here.
yeah, absolutely. So we're here at the Uproar Fest, last show of the entire tour. How's it been for you guys, the fans, the whole thing? How's it been?
Man, you know what? For us, it's been awesome for us. I mean, I don't know if many people know, or maybe a lot of people know. Took the last like 4 or 5 years off to take a break and do what we needed to do, and so for us to come back, play our new songs and our single, our single "Lost and Forever" went #1 on radio. So to see the reaction from the kids, the old fans, the new fans, and to be on a good tour like the Uproar with a bunch of great bands has been good for us. You know what I mean? And we've been very appreciative of it all. So
Absolutely.
cool.
So the hiatus that you mentioned before, about 4 or 5 years, I think a few fans were a little worried.
Yeah.
But maybe tell everybody what that was about. Just taking some time off, regrouping.
For us, man, we've been together now 20 years. You know what I mean, in this game, and been there, done that. We sold 12 million records. We've been to the top, been to the bottom. You know what I mean. So for us to find the inspiration, and instead of punching out records after records after records, our band is more of an inspirational type of band. So for us, we need to be able to dig deep and find the lyrical content and the riffs, you know what I mean, to stay the way P.O.D. wants to stay instead of putting out crap. And so for us, we've been blessed enough to sit back at home and enjoy our families and not tour and get that hunger back. And so that's basically why we took the break off, and it was well needed, and it worked for us.
Makes sense when they came back refreshed, and man, the power that they're putting out now. So we're obvious of some of your earlier influences when the band started out. Taking this time off and revamping or regrouping and getting that feel back. Are there any bands like out there now that are lighting a fire under you guys? And any influences out there that kind of
there's a lot of great bands that we listen to, new and old. But we always find ourselves always going back, to the roots. You know what I mean? Our band is inspired a lot by reggae music.
Right.
A lot by the Bad Brains, 24/7 Spies, Suicidal, Quicksand, Primus, all those type of bands that had just completely different flavors. And I don't want me to diss nothing, but them bands nowadays, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that we're cut from the old school, so we always just find ourselves going back. But there's plenty of new bands that we listen to.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Marcos listens to tons of new bands all the time. Sonny, everybody. So we just dig from everybody, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we just lock ourselves in, and we just try to do what we do.
No, that's man, that's awesome. That's a good perspective too for some of the younger bands out there. Don't get caught up in the whole mainstream of things or being what everybody else wants to be. Who you are.
You be the next mainstream.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So after your original.
Exactly. So 8 albums, right?
8, yeah.
The newest one.
We got about I think it's like 10 or 11 full record, but I think studio record, major label records, yeah.
Okay, so 8 albums, about 20 years.
Yeah.
Into this, Grammy nominations.
Yeah.
You guys are, you've been to the top, peaks and the valleys. What's keeping you driving after all these years?
100%. Might sound cliche. The fans, you know what I mean. The hunger of the fans. We don't even like calling them fans, you know what I mean? Just more like the people that have the common, just a commonality with us, lyric-wise, spiritually wise, motivation-wise, music-wise, you know what I mean? That's just like the people just demanding for us to be back, and the messages we get, fuels, just keeps on fueling.
So it's probably safe to say that that's probably maybe one of the most favorite parts of the whole aspect for you is the friends, the family of your fans.
100%. Now we go out on tour, man. We see kids that were kids then that are now fathers that bring their kids to our shows, and they're like, second generation, bro. And we're like, or yesterday, this lady came up to me and we did a meet and greet. She was like, it was 109 degrees out there. She's like, I never got chills in the middle of the desert while watching you guys play. You know what I mean? Just like the intensity and like the unity that you guys have is completely different than most other bands. So hearing things like that are the things that motivate us the most.
That gives me goosebumps, man. That's
cool
to hear.
Cool.
Right?
It's cool to hear that kind of stuff, man.
Absolutely. So what's next for you guys? I mean, you guys just dropped a new album.
Yeah.
Killer, man. If you guys, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't familiar with you guys early on. The album that caught me was Youth of a Nation.
Yeah.
I heard that, obviously it was being played a lot. and went back and revisited, and you know, it's just been, I've been a fan since.
Nice.
You know, what's next for you guys? I mean, I know just this new album, so take a break for a little while, probably.
No, we're gonna work this. We're gonna work this record as long as we can. As soon as we go home, we got a couple of days off. Then we start doing radio, fly-out shows. There's like a couple tours that they're working on for November, December. It's not official, so I can't really say. But yeah, we're just gonna keep working into the next single. We already got one #1 rock single, so we're hoping that we get #2. And then the third song is the real big song.
Sweet.
So hopefully, the 3 singles will take this record and the longevity for years. You know what I mean? We want to stay working. So
that's what I'm talking about. And I think it pays testament to, you know, or honor to what these guys are doing musically. You know, you always want songs and music and albums that are going to stand the test of time, and these guys have definitely put out a lot of that, man. And I think off this new album, you're going to hear some of the same stuff as far as standing the test of time. How do you feel about that?
I feel that way 150% about this record more than pretty much all of our records.
That's good to hear. You know, you hear a lot of bands, you know, make me think back to, you know, maybe, my fourth album was the best, but you want to hear the new music that you're
this one is last one was all right, but this one should have been the last one. You know what I mean? We needed to have that break, and we needed to be, like I told you, inspired, and we needed to talk about the real things that are about the nucleus of our band and the nucleus of our fans. And I don't think the last record really entailed that as much as this one. You know what I mean? So this has been a very rewarding process on this record right here. You know what I mean?
So we talked about the success you guys have had. I mean, like literally just, you know, hitting the mountaintop, and you know, the 12 million albums sold, over 12 million albums sold, the massive fans, and you know, I mean, obviously a really huge success that you guys have become. How do you view yourself? Do you look at yourself as a rock star?
No, not at all. None of us. No, I can speak for the other 3 members of our band. We don't consider ourselves rock stars at all. We still live in the same neighborhoods that we grew up in. We still chill at the same bars, still kick it with the same homies, still do the same thing. Nothing's changed. You know what I mean? We're not living in mansions. We're living comfortably, and we're doing the best we can to keep our crew and everybody working steady, and that's our main goal.
To me,
that's being a big rock star. Keeping the people that have surrounded our band working and doing those things, because they're just as much a part of it as we are.
And to me, to hear that as a fan, and you know, somebody a little bit on the inside of music, is just so refreshing to hear. You know, because you talk to people sometimes, and you know, it's obviously gone to their head, and people are forgotten and whatnot. No, it's a very important aspect of this whole thing, to reach that kind of success and keep everything true to heart, right. Family and friends and all that.
Oh yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Of course.
Well, I think that's probably about it, man. I appreciate the time.
No problem. Thank you guys.
Set time tonight.
We're headlining the Ernie Ball stage. We'll be going on at 4:55.
4:55. So we're going to be there. We're going to be front and center taking
Nice.
some pictures. And man, I appreciate the time.
Thank you guys.